Thanks for joining us tonight. Today is February 10th, 2025. Welcome to the meeting of the Mayor and Council of Princeton, New Jersey. Madam Clerk, could you read the meeting statement, please?
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, including the time, date, and location of the meeting. In addition, the agenda and all related materials were posted electronically and made available to the public on Princeton's meeting portal in advance of the meeting.
Thank you very much. Michelle's going to do the land acknowledgement this evening.
We gather today on the land of the Lenni Lenape. As members of the Princeton community, we aspire to show appreciation, respect, and concern for all peoples and our environment. We honor the Lenape and other indigenous caretakers of these lands and waters, the elders who lived here before, the indigenous today, and the generations to come.
Thank you. Who have roll call, please?
Mr. McDonald?
Here.
Ms. Perron-Lambros?
Here.
Mr. Cohen?
Here.
Ms. Sachs?
Here.
Ms. Fraga?
Here.
Mr. Newland?
Here.
Mayor Frida?
Here.
You have quorum.
All right, if you're able to and like to join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please stand, and the Police Department Color Guard is going to come in and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Flag.
United States of America,
To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
That's impressive.
Okay, please be seated. Thank you very much to the Police Department Color Guard. Thank you to all the officers of the Police Department that are with us tonight. So we are going to swear in 6 new officers this evening. You're going to lead us off? Yep.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for coming tonight. It's my great honor to welcome our newest members to the Princeton Police Department. Tonight, we will swear in probationary police officers Drew Clugston, Daniel Mastrangeli, Vanessa Saburo, Shane Frida, Benedict Arthur, and Anthony Rodriguez. As you take your first steps into this noble profession, you join a legacy built on the foundation of our 4 core values: honor, knowledge, integrity, and service. Honor reminds us of the privilege we have to wear this badge. It's not just a symbol, it's a commitment to act with courage and respect in every interaction, no matter how challenging the circumstance. Knowledge reflects the importance of lifelong learning. Policing is an evolving profession, and we must continuously equip ourselves with the skills and understanding necessary to meet the needs of our community effectively and fairly. Integrity is the cornerstone of public trust. In everything you do, let your actions reflect honesty, fairness, and accountability. Remember, trust is hard-earned but easily lost. Let it guide you as you make decisions under pressure. And finally, service. Service is the heart of our mission. At its core, this job is about people, about serving and protecting our community with compassion, dedication, and humility. And tonight, as you take the oath of office, I want you to remember that oath for the rest of your career. It's displayed throughout the police department to serve as a constant reminder of the solemn promise you make tonight. These words are not just a formality. They are a pledge to uphold the law, protect the rights of all, and live by the values that define this department. The oath binds us to a higher standard, one that calls us to serve with integrity and courage even in the face of adversity. To the families of the new officers, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you for the love, support, and encouragement you have given these brave men and women as they take on this honorable calling. I know that behind every officer stands a family that sacrifices alongside them, and I don't take that for granted. I want to assure you that your loved ones will not walk this path alone. At the Princeton Police Department, we're committed to providing them with the best training, equipment, and support to ensure their success and, most importantly, their safety. They will receive the skills and knowledge necessary to navigate the challenges of this profession with confidence and professionalism. Our department is more than just a workplace, it is a family. We look out for one another, and we will always be there for them, just as you've always been there for them. Together, we will help them grow, succeed, and uphold our core values that define this department. Thank you for trusting us with them, and we're honored to welcome them and you into our law enforcement family. To Drew, Daniel, Vanessa, Shane, Benedict, and Anthony, welcome to the Princeton Police Department. You're not just joining a team, you're becoming part of something greater, a mission to serve with honor, pursue knowledge, uphold integrity, and dedicate yourself to the service of others. Congratulations and welcome aboard. Mayor and Inspector, come down. This uniform is not conducive to bending over, sorry. Yep. Perfect. The first officer who is being sworn in today is Drew Clugston. Drew Clugston grew up in Cookstown, New Jersey. He attended New Egypt High School where he played football, basketball, and baseball. Following high school, he attended and graduated from the College of New Jersey with a bachelor's degree in criminology. Over the last few years, he served as assistant coach for the New Egypt High School before accepting a position at the Princeton Police Department. Drew, you want to come forward with your family to be sworn in, please?
I state your name.
I, Drew Clugston,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same,
and to the governments established
to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in the state
and in the state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
that I will faithfully,
I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of the office
all the duties of the office
of probationary officer
of probationary officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Next to be sworn in is Daniel Mastrangeli. Daniel grew up in nearby Hamilton, New Jersey. He attended Steiner High School, where he played baseball for 4 years. After high school, he went on to study accounting at Rider University, obtaining a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. After college, Daniel was employed by the Office of the State Auditor as a senior auditor for 6 years. Daniel, you want to come up with your family, please?
I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States and the state under the authority of the people, and that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all the duties of the office of probationary officer according to the best of my ability. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thanks, Ryan. Next to be sworn in is Vanessa Saboro. Vanessa is originally from Staten Island, New York. She attended Tottenville High School and then went on to get her bachelor's degree in criminal justice at Rutgers University. Thereafter, she graduated from Arizona State University with a master's degree in forensic psychology. Vanessa was employed as a preschool teacher and additionally worked with the Monmouth County Board of Elections. Vanessa, you want to come forward, please?
I state your name.
I, Vanessa Saboro,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in the state
and in the state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties of
all the duties of
the office of probationary officer
the office of probationary officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. 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 I have to put this disclaimer out. The next candidate coming up is no relation at all to the mayor. Same last name, but no relation. I'm sure I'll get a question. But Shane Frieda was born at Princeton Hospital and has deep-rooted connection to the Princeton community, with the majority of his family having attended the local school system. He graduated from Montgomery High School in 2019 and went on to earn a bachelor's degree in communications from St. Joseph's University in Philadelphia. Shane served as the assistant general manager and a server at Nomad Pizza, located in Princeton Shopping Center, for nearly 7 years. He has now transitioned to a career with the Princeton Police Department, where he continues to serve and contribute to the safety and well-being of his hometown. Shane, come up with your family, please.
And actually, if we can have you face this way. You repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Shane Frieda,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States and in the state,
established in the United States and in the states,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all duties of the office of probationary officer,
all duties under the office of probationary police officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Next officer is Benedict B. Arthur. Benedict was born and raised in Sayreville, New Jersey, where he attended Sayreville War Memorial High School. He's a two-sport varsity captain in football and wrestling. Benedict continued athletics into college, playing 4 years of football at Utica University, where he was a standout defensive lineman. Benedict earned his bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Utica University in the spring of '23 and enrolled in the graduate school program at John Jay College, where he's currently studying international crime and justice. Benedict has 3 years of security experience as well, having been employed as a security officer at Central State Hospital in Freehold prior to accepting his position with the Princeton Police Department. Benedict, you want to come forward?
Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Benedict Arthur,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution
the
of the United States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in the state
and in the state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of probationary officer
of the office of probationary officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Good.
And last but certainly not least, Anthony Rodriguez. Anthony was born in Silver Spring, Maryland. He spent much of his life in Maryland, attending Seneca Valley High School and eventually the University of Maryland, College Park, graduating with a bachelor's degree in kinesiology. In 2023, Anthony moved to New Jersey and began working as a personal trainer while pursuing a career in law enforcement. Anthony is a fluent Spanish speaker who looks forward to serving and protecting the Princeton community. Anthony, you will come forward, please?
Repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Anthony Rodriguez,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance to the same
and allegiance to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in the state and in the state
and in this state
under the authority
under the authority
of the people,
of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
of the office of probationary officer
of the office of probationary officer
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Okay, that'll conclude the swearing-in portion of the meeting. Thank you all for coming out and supporting our 6 new officers, and congratulations. Police Department, you're dismissed.
Should do a picture with all.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. And when you go outside, if you don't mind going down to the police station, just if it gets out there, it gets loud and it disrupts the meeting, so thank you.
Goodbye, darling. What are we going to do? Take pictures? I'm going to shoot. Drew, she wants to hug you, remember? Okay? Everyone ready? Smile. Nice. Yay!
Okay, thank you. We were just waiting until everybody had a chance to walk out of the room. Next up is a proclamation, and Councilman Newlin is going to read the proclamation.
Thank you, Mayor. It is a pleasure to read the proclamation of the Mayor and Municipality of Princeton for honoring Black History Month for 2025. Whereas African Americans have been an integral part of American history for generations, and our nation exists in honor, strength, and stature because of their contributions. During Black History Month, we honor the achievements of African Americans and recognize our continued responsibility to strive for equality for all of our citizens. And whereas African Americans have enhanced and advanced every aspect of American life, their fight for equality, representation, and respect motivates us to continue working for a more promising, peaceful, and hopeful future for every American. During National African American History Month, we honor the extraordinary contributions made by African Americans throughout the history of our republic, and we renew our commitment to liberty and justice for all. And whereas in 1976, 50 years after the first celebration of Negro History Week, and 94 years after the founding of the Association for the Study of Negro Life and the History by Carter G. Woodson, the entire nation had come to realize the importance of Black history in the drama of the American story. And whereas the theme of this year's observance, honoring the past, inspiring the future, acknowledging the legacy of Black scholars and medical practitioners in Western medicine, but as well as naturopaths and herbalists, inventors, clergy, and engineers. And whereas we uplift our community leaders, Black business owners, professionals, and others who have played significant roles in the history of our economic, cultural, medical, spiritual, and political development throughout the many facets of the Black community as part of our whole inclusive community. Whereas all Americans can be proud of the progress we have made, yet recognize that much can still be done to work towards a more equitable and inclusive union. As we celebrate Black History Month, we reaffirm our commitment to building a society where every individual has the opportunity to achieve the promise of this great land. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed on this 10th day of February, 2025 by the Mayor of Princeton Council. Municipality of Princeton, State of New Jersey recognizes February 2025 be known as Black History Month. Be it further proclaimed by Mayor and Council, and Princeton Council respectfully request that all residents share and observe this month with appropriate programs and activities that honor the significant contributions of African Americans made to our nation. Given under the Mayor of Princeton, Mark Frieda's hand and seal, this 10th day of February 2025, Leighton Newland speaking on behalf of the Honorable Mayor, Mark Frieda of Princeton, New Jersey.
Thank you, Leighton. Okay, next up are announcements. Do we have council members that have announcements or? Okay, I have one. I have appointed the Local Emergency Management Planning Council, and that is our emergency management coordinator, our administrator, our police chief, myself, Mr. Cohen, Mr. Newland, our engineer, our health officer, our fire chief, the chief of the Princeton First Aid and Rescue Squad, the director of Princeton University Emergency Preparedness, the fire marshal from the university, the assistant superintendent of the Princeton Public Schools, the coordinator of student health and safety at Princeton Public Schools, Eve Niedergang, a name you might recognize as a citizen member, and Richard Ryan as the media member. Any other reports or announcements?
Is there anybody not appointed to the LAUPC?
Yeah, I think we appointed everybody. Any staff? I'm sorry. David?
Yeah, I just want to give a brief report. The Flood and Stormwater Commission had their first meeting of the year on Friday, and excited about one initiative in particular that we're working on for this year, which is to initiate an Adopt a Drain program in New Jersey, in Princeton. So keep your eyes open for that. It's a way that residents can volunteer and help with the stringent stormwater management requirements that the state has recently passed.
Thank you, David. Anyone else? Anything at the staff? Nope. Okay. How about the police chief's report for December 2024?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to highlight two things. One is in the report, one is not. The one that's not in the report, it really started in November, but it accumulated into December, sorry. We started a program last year where we let the officers grow facial hair for No Shave November. And this year, by doing that, we're able to raise just over $1,500, which we donate to Human Services, and they use that money to spread holiday cheer by purchasing gifts to families who are in need during the holidays. So I just wanted to highlight that. And then one thing on the report I wanted to highlight was our motor vehicle crashes for the year. One of our goals in '24 was to reduce crashes, and I don't think I can make this up. We ended up on the exact same number as '23, 698 crashes. However, our accidents with injuries and our fatal accidents were down from previous years. And in fact, our fatal accidents were 0 last year. So we're going to continue working on that and try to get those numbers, the total accidents, down even more. That's all I have, if anybody has any questions.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for the chief? Okay. Seeing none. Next up is approval of minutes. We have minutes from a closed session of December 3rd, 2024. If someone would, thank you, David. Is there a second? Thank you, Michelle. Any questions or comments on that one set of minutes? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay.
Abstain.
Sorry.
Abstain.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, of course. Brian's abstaining. Thank you. All right, next up is public comments for items not on the agenda. And anyone in the room can come forward, and just, once you do, let me just go through the spiel. You have 3 minutes. Please state your name and your address, and welcome.
Mine should only take 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Felicia Spitz, 5 Hazlitt Avenue. I'm speaking tonight as encouragement for good governance. As we begin another year, I wanted to take a minute to highlight 2 important points. First, in order for meaningful change to occur, decisions must be taken that will allow change to happen. We need to open doors in order for change to come through. This means that all the standard practices, policies, and hiring decisions must be thoughtfully reviewed to ensure that they contribute to opening the door and not firmly locking it shut. At the beginning of the year, many municipalities dust off decisions from years prior and rubber stamp them for another term, whether due to a belief that a predecessor carefully reviewed it or perhaps an absence of any information arriving in your inbox to the contrary. Unexamined approvals can and do present problems. They can stymie or stop change outright, regardless of whether this outcome was intended. If Princeton continues to take the same decisions by approving the same policies and practices without examination or questioning of impact, meaningful change will never happen here. Residents who have historically been underserved and underrepresented will continue to be underserved and underrepresented. I'm here tonight to implore you to look at the standard decisions with fresh eyes. Review the details of each municipal action as if every one has been crafted by you in 2025. Ask yourself, is my intention as a leader in harmony with the outcome of this action? Does my decision reflect the needs of a town that is currently 63% white, 20% Asian, 6% African American, with about 8% of residents identifying as Hispanic? Does my vote serve the 6% of residents who live in poverty, as well as it serves the almost 70% of married families living at the other end of the economic continuum? Is, as well as, enough? Does this decision open the door to possibility and change or keep it shut? Lastly, please recognize the unfairness of asking colleagues and residents who come from underrepresented and minority groups to address the inequity and oppression in our systems while they also continue to fight it in their personal lives. They did not create the systemic problems or work to keep them in place. They certainly can't solve them alone. It is incumbent on those who enjoy privilege to use it to make change. Step up, be allies, carry some of this centuries-old load, and work together to lead in necessary change for Princeton. Princeton will not change on its own. It requires you all to commit to working for change, and that starts with everyday decisions and actions. Please don't leave them unexamined and find the courage to welcome change. Thanks.
Thank you, Felicia.
Hi, my name is Seema Anwar. I've been a resident of Princeton for 20 plus years. My 2 daughters went through Princeton public schools. I'm here today representing Ramadan Organizing Committee, and we recognize that to broad community inclusion is important to you as leaders of diverse community and to our town that celebrate holidays. And in that spirit, I would like the municipality of Princeton and request them to approve the lighting event and display of the crescent in town to enrich our community. It will be, the initial request was sent to Mayor Ferreira on January 21st, and we still haven't received the official approval. So I just wanted to bring it to in the notice of the council and see how we can follow up. I'm just following up on it and see how we can further proceed with that, the request.
Okay, I'm so sorry. So which event is this?
I'm sorry?
Sorry?
The event of lighting of crescent.
Yeah. So
In town, just like we celebrate, just like we have the event for lighting of Christmas tree and menorah.
Right, and I believe we had asked for more information, but I think my initial response was I was concerned that this was more of a religious event than a civic event, and that so I had asked for more information so our attorney could help us determine whether we could actively support the event. We do events in different ways, For example, we don't do the menorah lighting on municipal property. We don't do a Christmas tree on municipal property. We do happen to go to events that are tied to the Palmer Square does a Christmas tree lighting, the Jewish Center does a menorah lighting, and we do attend those events to show our support.
Right.
We're-
Yeah, that's exactly what we're asking for the council to show their support, attend the event.
Right, so, okay. So anyway, I was waiting for more information to come back on exactly what the request was, and I don't think I've gotten that information.
I
I
think
mean,
that.
I'm happy to talk to you or anyone at any point, but
Okay. I think, yeah, that was the concern, right? Whether it's a cultural event or a religious event, it's very much a cultural event. It doesn't happen everywhere where Ramadan or Eid is celebrated. It's purely, I think, a U.S. event where we have these. And several towns within New Jersey does it. Our neighboring town all have this event. So,
Right, right. Well, and I think what I had suggested was ask different property owners like Palmer Square if you could hold this on their property,
okay.
right? Because if it's religious related, we can't do it on municipal property. But I am happy, I think the clerk had also provided information that people could respond to her. So again, anybody from the group can give myself more information or give our clerk more information, but I'm happy to help in any way we can within the constraints that, the separation of government and
Right.
religion. But, so, yeah, I mean, call me tomorrow or email me tomorrow. I think most of you have my email. And we'll figure it out.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry that you had to come here for that. Thank you. All right, anybody else in the room for?
Can everyone hear me all right? Good evening. My name is Sean Elwood. I'm a junior at Princeton High School. And a couple of years ago, I started the PHS Triathlon Club. Now it's one of the largest clubs at PHS, over 50 members. We've won 2 state championships, and now we're trying to put on an event in Princeton. So this event has been in development for a couple months now. We've been in contact with all the department heads. I've spoken with Chief Tash, Lieutenant Thomas, Evan Moorhead from the Recreation Department, and a couple other department heads, and all of them have expressed their support for the event, and we've worked through some of the details with safety and other aspects of the event. So this event is would be a triathlon in Princeton. That's a swim, bike, run event. It's similar to the half marathon and the 5K, which garner a lot of attention when those events take place. But I believe that this event not only reaches a more diverse audience with the different events, with the different disciplines. I think it would draw a lot of attention not only from the Princeton community, but from a larger standpoint. We've already included some local businesses to help out from a sponsorship standpoint, and then some larger businesses and organizations such as USA Triathlon, which is a national triathlon oversight organization. We have agreed to give 1% of the profits to an organization called Dare to Try, which is a national organization that helps out youth and disabled athletes. And they've agreed to partner with this event. Yeah, I think we submitted a proposal like this last year. I think we've revised it a little bit, cut down on some of the course times, and I think some of you should have a proposal. I'm sure the police chief will give you a whole briefing, but I'm here tonight just to get some general feedback, see if you if anyone has any questions.
Sure. Well, first of all, thank you very much for putting this all together.
Of course, yeah.
And I believe in conversations I've had, I think the police chief is pretty much comfortable with what's going on. I think there were some details which I'm not aware of if they've all been lined up, but I think you shorten the race. I think the swimming has been locked up and.
Yeah, the
right, and
safety
I think
aspect.
the first aid squad's on board. I think the police are on board. I think we're on board with our, so I think we're going to be good to approve this at the next meeting. I think it's going to be on the next agenda for formal approval, but folks are, questions or comments? Michelle?
I just want to thank you, Sean, and I've been in contact with Harrison.
Yeah.
I really have to commend your group, and you have put together a very, very professional presentation. I see people that are way older than you that are not as professional. And the thing that I really, I think we all need to commend is the fact that you listened, you went back and you reworked it, and really understood or tried to understand what the concerns were from a safety and recreation department standpoint. So I just want to commend you and thank you for persevering, and doing a whole lot of work, because I personally know what goes into putting an event like this together, and with your high school work and everything else. I just want to say thank you for what you're doing. So good luck.
Of course, yeah. Thank you for listening.
Mark, I wanted,
Please.
so just for the benefit of my colleagues, I wanted to share that this did come before the Public Safety Committee, and when it first came to us, our chief did express that there were some tweaks that needed to be made, and that was done. And it was just, as far as the Public Safety Committee is concerned, it's something that we can definitely get behind and actually look forward to seeing it. And wasn't clear to me, though, who the participants are. Is it open to?
It's open to anyone, just to the
Okay.
general public. Mhm.
Yeah, it wasn't clear to me whether it was for the high school or, okay, so challenge to my colleagues, something to consider. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll be there clapping. I'm not going to be in it. David?
Yeah, I just, to the point of who's going to participate, I'm curious, number one, how you're planning to promote it outside of town, and number two, if you have any data about other super sprints, that have been done around the state, and what kind of participation that they've had.
Yeah, so for your first point, we're planning to promote it through a couple different websites. We're already partnering with a national timing company called DQ Events. They send out emails. They put that up on their website, and then also through social media, we've already set up an Instagram account, Facebook, all that sort of stuff. And then for your second point, some super sprints around New Jersey. Generally, they'll be on the lower side of participation compared to like the 5K or half marathon, around 150 to 200. We've set our, this was in a discussion with the police chief and some other department heads. We've set the cap, or they agreed to set the cap of participants at 250. There's a chance that we won't even reach that, but just so that it doesn't get too out of hand.
Great, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we're good.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So sorry. Just to be clear, the final decision will be made at the next town council meeting.
At the next meeting, we'll actually vote on it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I assume since there were no negative comments or concerns raised that you're in pretty good shape.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Anybody else in the room? Public comment? All right. Anybody on Zoom? All right, nobody on Zoom, nobody else in the room. We'll close the public comment for items not on the agenda part of the meeting. Oh, hand just went up. Just in time. All right, John, if you could just state your name and address, and then you have your 3 minutes for whatever the topic is.
Great. Actually, I'll take much less time than that. My name's John Casamatis, and I just wanted to follow up on what Sean had said. I've been involved with triathlon and USA Triathlon for over 20 years, and I think it's just remarkable what these young men and women have done for the sport of triathlon, but more importantly for what they've done for community and getting kids especially involved in swim, bike, run, and leading healthy lifestyles. So I'm totally supportive of this. And in fact, a lot of this will be promoted through USA Triathlon. And I think it's going to be a terrific event. And I think it's going to be great for the community and the surrounding communities. So again, totally supportive of this. And I hope that some of you maybe try it out.
John, thank you. Okay. Was there anybody else on Zoom that wanted to make a comment on anything? All right. This time I am closing the public comments for items not on the agenda, and we'll move on. Next up is an ordinance introduction. Ordinance 2025-02, an ordinance of the municipality of Princeton disbanding the Princeton Construction Board of Appeals and amending the code of the Township of Princeton, New Jersey, 1968 accordingly. The public hearing will be February 24th, 2025. Thank you, David, for the motion. Is there a second? Thank you, Michelle. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Ms. Perron-Lambros?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Ms. Sacks?
Yes.
Ms. Fraga?
Yes.
Mr. Newland?
Yes.
Carried.
Thank you. You guys should feel free to sneak out if you want. You're not stuck here, please. Don't. You're good. All right, next up are our resolutions. 2561, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing an increase of $60,000 to the not-to-exceed amount for the professional services agreement with Greenbaum, Rowe, Smith & Davis, LLP, for legal services as special redevelopment counsel to Princeton for a new not-to-exceed amount of $175,000. Michelle's got the motion, Leighton's got the second. Questions or comments? I see none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2562, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing the release of inspection fees in the amount of $24,175 to Princeton Edens LLC for the Walgreens relocation major site development at 301 North Harrison Street, Block 7401, Lot 1.011, Zone SC and PSC IR. David has the motion, Leighton has the second. Questions or comments? I see none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2563, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing release of a performance guarantee in the amount of $1,002,582, to the trustees of Princeton University for East Campus Tiger and Athletic Operations Site Plan, Block 50.01, Lot 18, Zone E1T. Is there a motion on that? Thank you, Brian. Leighton's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2564, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing an increase of $9,631.42 to a contract with Asphalt Paving Systems for asphalt paving on Bertram Drive and Caldwell Drive, utilizing New Jersey State Contract 17-GNSV2-00181 for the not-to-exceed amount of $137,240.04. Do we have a motion on that? Thank you, David. Leighton's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2565, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing the award of a professional services agreement to French and Perello Associates for construction administration for the Cherry Hill Road Shared Use Path for an amount not to exceed $98,060. Is there a motion on that? Thank you, Mia. Brian's got the second. Questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2566, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing an agreement with Princeton Mobile Food Pantry for temporary use of 237 North Harrison Street. Michelle has the motion. Leticia's got the second. Questions or comments? Michelle.
I just want to say I'm really glad to see that we're able to help the food pantry. And I just want to thank Jeff and Roe and the staff for really jumping on this and being able to put this together quickly to help them relocate, even if it's temporary. It's great to partner with these community partners that serve the community. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
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 2567, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing the award of a professional services agreement to Topology NJ LLC for planning services at the Westminster Choir College site for an amount not to exceed $115,000. Mia's got the motion, Leticia's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2568, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing the award of a professional services agreement to Michael T. Barrett Esquire to serve as public defender in 2025 for an amount not to exceed $58,650. Is there a motion on that? Thank you, Michelle. Layton's got the second. Questions or comments? All in favor, please say aye.
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 2575, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton for the appointment of the municipal court judge, Jack McCarthy. Sorry, it said placeholder here. Is there a motion on that? Thank you, Brian. Michelle's got the second. Questions or comments?
I have a comment.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't at, was traveling at the previous meeting, and I understand, there were some questions raised about the appointment of this judge, and I just want to say, as a matter of principle, when individuals come to the council and ask for legislative remedies for judicial decisions that they are unhappy with, that is a very dangerous and slippery slope that we see going on at the federal level, and I think I hope that we won't ever see that in Princeton. And just for anyone who's confused, if they are unhappy with the decision that a judge makes, there are judicial remedies for that. The remedy is not legislative, and the remedy is not to come to council and ask for any sort of recriminatory action against that judge. We're better than that in Princeton, and we have separation of powers here. I'm glad we do. I'm proud of that, and I hope we won't see this again.
Okay. Leticia.
So I just wanted to comment that, for me, from the start, I understood that it was not our role to second guess or question judicial decisions, or if there was any concerns about conduct in the court, also was not under our purview. That's something that there's other avenues for someone to address. But although I must say I did have reservations about how we make appointments, with boards, commissions, and committees. We usually discuss towards the end of the year, November, and then collectively decide whether there's consensus to appoint or reappoint an individual. And I felt that if we do that for volunteers on boards and commissions and committees, we should do that for these official positions too. And I just want to say, based on that, personally, I'm going to abstain on this. So, but not because of questioning a ruling or performance, because that's not something that would be our role to do.
Yeah, and I agree. Your suggestion on how we handle that process is a good suggestion, so thank you for that. Layton.
Thank you, Mayor. Although it was late in the process, I too, like my colleague Leticia, had pause to reappoint this distinguished gentleman to continue to be the magistrate in Princeton. And to be totally honest, as I examined the reasons that I was given pause, I did not see justification, as my colleague examined and indicated, that there was any decision-making issues. But I also want to share with the general public and my colleagues that given the opportunity to listen to almost 5 hours worth of audio tape, and I want to make this clear too, today I realized that when we were asked for an audio tape, that there should have been available not only an audio tape, but a visual tape that would have given us more area to evaluate, not the decision, but the behavior, that it was not made available. So all we had was an audio. And based on what I heard, that I listened to very carefully, 4 hours and 39 minutes plus, my determination was that this magistrate, this jurist, this judge did not make, from what I could tell, any decisions that were in error at all. But in listening to almost 5 hours of testimony, I would have to say that overall, I don't think that I can vote yes for 3 more years on the bench. And also, I can't vote no because I didn't see a decision that he made that was in error. But I will abstain because I can't condone 3 more years on the bench watching over the judicial conversations and decisions of the people in Princeton based on what I saw. I just can't do it. So I'm going to abstain. I don't see a problem with the judge's decisions. I do not. I want to make that clear. But overall conduct and control of the courtroom in Princeton for 3 more years, I am going to abstain.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Leighton. Any other questions or comments? I just want to point out, and Leighton, I just want to be real clear on this for anybody listening in. When you said that there was no tape provided to see the court session, I just want to make it clear to everybody that we don't videotape the court sessions. So I just don't want anybody to take it incorrectly that something that you asked for was not provided. It's just that it doesn't exist.
Mayor, with all due respect, I read over something today that gave me the impression that our municipal proceedings in the court are audio taped and videotaped at the same time. Now, I may be wrong, and I'll leave it for others to make that determination, but I think that our proceedings are both audio and videotaped.
Do we know that? I thought I was told that we do not videotape them.
I don't believe the ones that happen in this room are. There are some that happen on Zoom that I assume can be recorded more easily, but not every matter is handled on Zoom. And this particular matter, I believe, was handled in the courtroom. So I will confirm with the court administrator tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have a question of our attorney. Again, I'm very concerned about blurring the boundaries between legislative purview and judicial. The remedy for decisions that we make as council members, and there are many people in the municipality of Princeton who do not like decisions that we make, and the remedy is to vote us out of office. The remedy, if you do not like a judicial decision, is to appeal the decision to a higher court. and separation of powers is the foundation of our democratic system. So I understand, Leighton, that you were concerned about some behavioral or lack of control, that you feel like a lack. I would like some clarity of what you had concerns about, and I'd like to hear from our attorney if that is in fact something that we are entitled as in our capacity to act on.
Council President, I just want to make a response. Myself and my colleagues were all given the opportunity to listen to 4 hours and 39 minutes of a tape that was done on October 15th, 2024. I listened to that tape for the entire 4 hours and 39 minutes to gather information on our consensus here. And I did that. I don't know who else on this dais did that, but I did that, and I made a statement on what I listened to and what I heard, and that is my decision. I am abstaining from this. So that's really all I have to pretend. I don't know what this is all about.
I think
but
we all listened to as much as we could.
I don't know if we all listened to it,
But I'm just
Madam
asking
President.
you, from what you heard, what was it specifically so that all of us, what was it specifically that you objected to?
So can we,
I-
I'm sorry.
I didn't object.
I'm sorry, let me just jump in. I really don't want us questioning each other. I don't think we need to be doing that. I think if our attorney has heard anything that any of us have said that's problematic, you could indicate that, but if you had not, I am going to ask us if there's any other questions or comments where we're not questioning each other. I think it's been explained to everyone what we can and cannot consider in this matter, and I think we're all capable of understanding that, so I'd like us to move on, because I just see this
Okay,
not-
no, I understand, but I feel like in any decision we make, we respect one another's opinions, and I have tremendous respect for my colleagues' analysis, and I want to make an informed decision, but based within the parameters of what is appropriate for us to make that decision on. So if he has an issue with something that he heard that I may have missed, and I also listened, I'm interested to know that, because that might change my decision. And I mean, that's part of our process here, and why we deliberate as a body, and we listen to one another, and we listen to the community, and so
Which
that's...
is fine. It seemed to me that you two were starting to get into some very specifics, and if you're asking Leighton exactly, not exactly, but overall what his opinion is based on, I think, Leighton, you could repeat it, but it seemed to me that you were concerned about how the court was handled, so to speak, the control of the court. So I think that's a legitimate item that Leighton can talk about. I thought that what we had explained to all the council members was that we cannot base our decision on any decision the judge made in coming to a conclusion in a hearing in front of him, and that had to be handled by somewhere else and not in this realm of the...
And Mayor, I just want to reiterate that my decision to hold this up was made on information I received. And after I received that decision, I was given a tape of 4 hours and 39 minutes of the date in question. And I listened, not once, not twice, but 3 times, breaking that tape down very carefully. And my decision to abstain on reappointing this judge for 3 more years is based on the 4 hours and 39 minutes that I heard.
Yep.
That's my statement, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
I'm abstaining. And I don't know that I need to say anything else more.
I agree.
That's my decision. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Any other questions or comments?
I do have a question of the attorney. So if we are, and first of all, I want to say that I really agree with my colleague, Councilwoman Fraga, that when it comes to appointments, it would be good for the council to get some advance notice and you know, understand like what our purview is in terms of, you know, reappointing. I think that was one of the major issues here, is that this just appeared on the agenda as part of the consent agenda. And in general, I think, you know, I mean, have no familiarity with this judge, couldn't pick him out of a lineup, and wasn't here for that meeting, but I understand that that my colleagues were upset that all of a sudden, you know, a significant appointment, which is a 3-year appointment, appeared on the consent agenda. And I hope that that won't happen again. And also that, you know, we'll be given some advance notice when an appointment is upcoming. I think for this appointment, just to clarify, it's the recommendation of the mayor with the advice and consent of council. And I'm, Mark, I'm just not throwing that in. I just want to clarify, like, we all have a role in this. And I don't know if this comes through the personnel committee or how it comes through, but I think, you know, this is, I guess because there haven't been any issues, but this came to the fore based on some complaints related to a judicial decision that the judge had made, and I think we all know that is not a basis for taking action to appoint or not appoint. But the other thing that my colleague Councilman Newland mentioned was some issue about the you know, some concerns about the judge's ability to control the climate and the, you know, the situation in the courtroom. And so my question to our attorney is that a basis, is that something that we have the right to appoint or not appoint? Is that within our purview?
The difference is, yeah, in deciding whether to reappoint, there's a reason why municipal court judges aren't tenured. They have 3-year terms. There's a recognition that there is, you know, some politics involved in it. Once a judge is appointed, then any concerns about how that judge is conducting himself or herself, running the courtroom, anything like that, is now under the purview of the Chief Justice of the New Jersey Supreme Court. And so that's where well, preliminarily at a lower level, but it's ultimately, at that point, the judge is under the authority of the court, and that's where these complaints would be brought. But in terms of whether to reappoint or not reappoint, I agree with you, you're correct, you can't base it on a decision that the judge has made, but if you have concerns about the judge's demeanor and all the rest, I think that's a valid consideration, like with anyone else.
Okay, so that is within our purview. It's not, and
in deciding whether or not to reappoint.
Okay, and in what, so then what is the sequence by which that would then come out of our purview and go to the Chief Justice?
Once the judge is appointed.
Okay.
Once the judge is appointed, because municipal court judges are part of the judiciary. So at the moment, until the person is appointed as a judge, I mean, yes, at the moment he's technically a holdover, but he's not your municipal court judge until, I'm speaking hypothetically now. But once someone is appointed as a judge, they become part of the judiciary. Now they're under the auspices of the judiciary and the supervision of first the assignment judge of the vicinage in which they're located, and then ultimately all the way up to the Chief Justice.
Okay. So I just have to ask, you know, I know it's a personal decision, but, you know, would it be your recommendation based on what you heard that the lack of control in the courtroom was of such an extreme nature that we should not reappoint?
Can I just make one more point, just because I just want to make sure I understood. I heard Councilwoman Fraga and Councilman Nolan saying that they were going to abstain, so just so that we're really clear, an abstention is a non-vote. It's not a vote for yes or no. It is a non-vote or a non-action.
Right. I understand that, yeah. But I think if enough people abstain, then we get back into the question that we dealt with at the Hun School of how many votes.
You remember that fondly, don't you?
I
do.
remember that very fondly.
Yes, you will need, there are 6
Another
of you
legal-
present, you will need 4
The public
votes.
can draw whatever
votes.
conclusion they want, and I don't think we need to have to try to explain to the public. The public can listen to this meeting after the fact or during the meeting and draw their own conclusion. I don't think that's part of
No, I wanted
our
to know how
process.
many votes it takes so that we don't end up in limbo.
You need a majority.
Right, and that's not always
that's 4
clear.
votes.
Yeah, so
You
it'd
need
be
4
4
votes.
votes, so.
As on every matter that we vote on, you need 4 votes. Except for the 2/3 for certain, right. But this is not one of those. Any other questions or comments? Okay.
Mayor, I do have a question, and if, my sense is if we as a body are going to move in any direction, and this may be putting people on the spot, but I would like to know how many of my colleagues have read or listened to the information that is a part and parcel of what we are undertaking here tonight, right now.
I think you can ask the question. I don't know that anyone has to answer that question.
Well, no, they probably don't have to answer the question,
No,
but
but
I'm going to ask the damn question anyway.
Okay, I am.
I'm sorry, but, you know, I'm a little
I'm
agitated.
I'm agreeing with you that you
because
can
this
ask
is
the
important
question.
stuff we're doing here.
Yeah, no, dude,
Damn it.
I'm happy to answer, Leighton. I did not get through all 4 hours.
Okay, that's one.
But I got to almost the 3-hour mark.
You know, this is a big decision here. Am I the only one that listened to this tape?
No, you are not the only
No,
one.
you're not.
Well, who else answered? Who else listened to it? And can they weigh in here?
Well,
Can I hear from my colleagues or what they feeling?
You can ask, well, Leighton, I think I'm doing that every time I say, are there any questions or comments? I'm asking people and giving people the opportunity to weigh in if they so choose.
I'm sorry if I'm out of line, but,
No, man, we're good.
you know, come
We're
on
good.
now.
We're good, but
I just want to restate that what I said in my recent, when my comments was my decision and any reservations I had nothing to do with what happened in court because I understood that's not within our purview, what happened in court. But my preference and my hope is that going forward, we will have these conversations as we do whenever, at the end of the year, whenever the time comes for us to consider and discuss appointments and reappointments.
Yeah. Okay, so I will ask if there's any other questions or comments, and people can feel free if they want to weigh in with any further detail as to Leighton's question. But Leighton, for myself, yes, I did listen to the vast majority of that. I will admit that I did skip a little bit here and there because some of it was pretty repetitious, and not all of it was on this specific case. And I am comfortable, as the mayor, recommending to the council that the judge be reappointed. So I'm happy to say that publicly.
Thank you, Mayor.
I have
Appreciate
no
that.
problem with you asking that. If anybody else wants to weigh in, feel free. If anybody else has a different question or comment, this would be the time to do it. You're not forced to do it, but it's up to anybody. And if you don't, we're going to vote on this. Okay, I'm going to call for a vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 That was all 3 here? Okay, so there's 4 ayes there. Abstentions?
Abstain.
Abstain.
Okay, so we have 4 ayes and 2 abstentions.
Actually, no.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm voting no.
Okay. 4 ayes, 1 nay, and 1 abstention. All right, next up is the consent agenda. There are 6 items on the consent agenda. If someone wants to move that in block. Michelle, you're moving all of them. Thank you very much. Is there a second? Thank you, Leticia. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
David?
I move to adjourn.
Is there a second? Thank you, Brian. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, we're done. Thank you all.